Welcome back to Lviv, Ukraine, everybody. So today, Julie and I, we're going to show you some of the things that we've done to occupy our time doing some of the tourist stuff around Lviv, Ukraine. Did you have fun doing these events?
Oh, definitely. It's been a lot of fun. I just love the city.
Okay, so we're gonna go. By the way, this is a statue of the guy that brought coffee to Europe. So let's go explore. The clock tower in the center of Lviv is 240 feet high, and it's accessible for tourists or people to go up and take a look at the city from above. The entrance to the clock tower, from what we understand, is through this door, which is the main entrance of like City Hall on the railroad track side of the clock tower. The first part of the trek up the stairs, you go through the regular City Hall area, and the stairs are pretty wide, and it looks like it's going to be a fairly easy climb. After a few minutes of going up some fairly easy stairs, we got to the place where we paid to go further. So we're about to go up. It cost 50 griva, so 100 for the two of us.
So basically $2 each.
This is where the workout really begins. It wasn't bad for me. I was looking up at Julie. Here are the weights for the clock right here. And if you can hear Darth Vader in the background, that's Julie breathing. It's a bit of a hike, but there's one of the weights that help the clock to function.
$2 a day gym, guys. Problem is you won't have air conditioning.
We're actually going on a cool day today, which is fortunate because it's been pretty hot and there is no AC up here. As a reminder, Julie and I, we're retired. We're traveling the world with our two dogs. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe so you can follow us as we travel Europe for the next 5 to 10 years. You think it's getting close to the top, but it keeps going. I think we're almost there, but we've had several times we thought we were almost there. We gotta get close though, because I see daylight and I feel air.
Thank goodness.
We made it to the top. So, it's a quick view of Lviv from the clock tower. Castle Hill's over that direction. And you can see, this is probably the best view of Lviv coming up here on this clock tower. It's pretty breathtaking. I think it's worth the climb coming all the way up. It was an exhausting trip. There's quite a few people actually up here. So we're fortunate we picked a cool day to come up here. It is summer. It's been in the 90s the last few days. It's in the low 70s, upper 60s right now. And so the temperature is nice, but we still should have wore shorts to come up here.
This reminds me of Cuenca, Ecuador today. I love this weather so much.
Yeah, it's nice and cool, nice breeze.
Hello, Cuenca friends.
Up here at the top of the clock tower, and it's a beautiful view from up here. As Julie and I travel the world, we've had IM Global Insurance on us for medical insurance needs since January of 2021. I went ahead and became an appointed agent with them. So if you're looking for medical insurance as you travel abroad as an expat or a nomad, missionary, if you're looking for coverage for your employees, go ahead and take a look at my affiliate link in this video description here. And you can also email me at warrenjulietravel@gmail.com if you can't get to the link, and I'll be glad to send that link to you. I will receive a commission if you use this link. It will not impact your rates, however. Thank you. So these are the bells, and unfortunately, or fortunately, we weren't here for them to ring. We just missed it, but supposedly you need to, or should, cover your ears when they ring if you're up here. Well, we just had the 30-minute, half-hour warning, I guess, because that bell just went and it was loud.
I'm glad we aren't here for the full one.
I'm glad we're not here for noon. Ooh, that scared the bejeebers out of us. Well, there's Castle Hill. So we have this park right over here behind our Airbnb that's got the Castle Hill monument and some other things up there. So we're gonna go check that out. I'm gonna give Julie a lot of credit for doing this hike up to Castle Hill today. While the weather said it was about 86, 87 degrees, the feels like was actually up around 95 to 98. And you definitely felt the sun, you felt the heat, you felt the humidity, but she kept on trekking. It's a beautiful statue here in the park. It's very peaceful and serene here.
It sure is. And shaded.
On this extremely hot day, something we all appreciate is doing lots of stairs. Even Aryo's getting worn down. Anybody knows about Julie and I, stick around us long enough, we'll find the place with a lot of stairs. This hike probably wouldn't really be too bad. It's roughly probably about a 45-minute hike from where we started to get to the top, but the heat did definitely add some discomfort into the hike. There were also a lot of people that were able to drive up and get closer, so if you didn't want to do the entire hike like Julie and I did, there are routes to take a car and get closer. There are a lot of vendors that were lined up along the trail, and sometimes they kind of took away from the beauty of the location. I understand that people need to make a living, and so I'm not going to disparage them for doing that. It just seems like it would have been just a little bit nicer to go up the trail without all of that commotion of vendors selling along the way. But it was a nice, healthy hike and a nice, hot heat wave going on here in Europe, but we eventually made it to the top. So up here you could get an appreciation of the true size of Lviv. I'm going to go ahead and do a walk around here so that you all can see the expanse and how far out the town goes. There we go. Stars and stripes with the Ukraine flag. It's a beautiful area up here. So the walk up here to Castle Hill, worth it. It's hot. I don't think Julie appreciates the heat too much today, but the view here is really, really outstanding and probably the best view you're gonna get in Lviv to really check out the area. And I had nothing to do with that flag being here, but it's nice to see the representation, eh? That's my Canada call out when I say eh. Ukraine's finest going up there. Good guys. There we go. The next stop in Lviv in the pedestrian area is the Museum of Religion, History, and Medieval Dungeon. So this place is as interesting as what the sound of the name is. There's a lot of artifacts in here, some somewhat macabre. The bones on display didn't have clear notice of who they were or what their stories were. If you have any idea or clue, please leave it in the comments below. I tried to Google and could not get better information. One area I was happy to see being displayed in this museum about religion and religion history was the information about Judaism. So it's very interesting to see this part of the museum dedicated to the Jewish past of Lviv. The population here once numbered 200,000 plus, and they were over a third of the population of Lviv until World War II, where Nazis and fascist sympathizers of the area murdered tens of thousands and then shipped the rest off to concentration camps, where only 800 survived World War II. Christianity is represented here as well as many other religions and artifacts from the past and paintings. But the The Jewish part, I think, really struck me, knowing that besides the 200,000 Jews that once lived in Lviv, about 500,000 Jews actually died in this area that were brought in from other locations. There's a hotel here that's a 5-star hotel called the Citadel that you can rent a room in, get a massage, have a wedding. That was actually used as a prison for the Jews. Tens of thousands of Jews died there and were tortured there. And it just seems like a very strange place to have a hotel. Much of the history of the Holocaust for this area has been whitewashed or erased by the Soviet era. So it's interesting to see the Jewish past being remembered here in this museum. You get your ticket for the museum as well as for the dungeon we're about to go into here at the Dominican cathedral, otherwise known as the Dominican church here in Lviv. Watch your head. We're going to go ahead and show you what's in the dungeon, but there really wasn't a whole lot of display to tell us what had happened here. From what we understand, at some points in the past, there were witches that were being tried as witches down here, or people that were being tried as witches. And there were times where people were hiding for their own safety. There's displays in the area which we're not sure if they had some sort of historic context to them, but there really wasn't anything to describe or explain why there was the display that was there. We know that some people hidden here for safety during different periods of time, and there were times when monks may have worked down here, prayed down here. So there's different time periods in history where this was maybe a place to be feared or a place where people sought refuge. It was still neat to walk through. We just don't know if we got the whole story. Okay, so it's a little rainy here in Lviv, and we're going to go to this underground museum here. It's the Lviv history, and we got a tour group coming behind us apparently. So let's get in front of them. This museum was expensive to Lviv standards, $7.36 each to enter. Looks like we go this way. It was soon apparent why the Lviv Ancient History Museum was more expensive than other places we went to. There's a lot of work put into these wax figures and putting the history together in this 600 square meter facility in this dungeon. It covers the history of Lviv going from the 9th century until the 18th century. There's a lot of information that's put out about different figures that were important in the role of this city. And it's broken into 10 different areas representing the important areas of the past. The exposition recreates the life and activity of prominent historical figures who made a significant contribution to the development of Lviv. There's different biographies of famous inhabitants of Lviv who influenced its history from the time of its foundation in the 13th century until the 18th century. There was attention that was given to development of Lviv that was influenced by the Polish, the Armenians, Jews, Germans, Austrians, Hungarians, Czechs, and others. So this museum is worth checking out. There's a lot to read here and so much new history to be discovered. So we're going to go into the pharmacy museum where they supposedly at one time were able to turn iron into gold. Yep. Do you buy this?
I do.
You believe they were turning iron to gold? Love you, Gully. Gully. So not only is it a pharmacy museum, but it's actually a working pharmacy. And so very smart people from the past would get together here to figure out how to make drugs. We're not talking Breaking Bad. There's some writing, but it's not in languages I can understand. However, there is a word up there. Looks like we got narcotics.
This looks like either ginger root or ginkgo biloba.
Back when medicine was exciting, you didn't know if it was going to work, if you were going to live, or if you're going to have an allergic reaction. We're going down into the tunnels now. This is supposed to be, I think, kind of the highlight. You get to see where they were turning gold into, or iron into gold. Oh, that scared me. Looks like a person's head there.
For 30 Ukrainian.
See the head in the corner?
Yeah, I saw it. That's wicked. Both of them are wicked.
The museum was kind of interesting, but we never figured out how to turn iron into gold. You're welcome to come down here to see if you can figure out if they left any clues on how they did it.
This reminds me of Outlander, the way she had her tinctures and all her things. And if you haven't seen Outlander, then I'm sorry.
And you said you found some belladonna here you
Yes.
wanted me to try?
No, you're not going to try it. But belladonna and valerian. Valerian, of course, is for sleep. Belladonna, I'm trying to remember. I'd have to look it up. But if you overdo belladonna, you're dead.
I got life insurance. You're good. Another place that you'll want to check out if you're coming to Lviv is the Franko Park. Franko Park is a fairly large park right near the city center, so you can come out and be at peace with nature. We like to come here, let the dogs out, give them a chance to stretch their legs. So if you're going to be around here during a large sporting event, this is also the place to be. When Sweden and Ukraine played their football game, you'll see that several thousand Ukrainians in the area came out to support the team, and I was there with them. It was a lot of fun, and I'm sure this wasn't the first or the last time they'll have a major event shown here. So keep your eyes and ears posted if you're coming to the area. We hope you enjoyed this video about Lviv and things to do in the area. Julie and I have enjoyed being in the city. It's very affordable, and the people here are just wonderful. So if you can, please give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe so you can follow Julie and I as we travel Europe, look at the cost of living, and share our travels and adventures with you. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.